I hope you're doing well today. Long time no see. I know I said I'm coming back to my beauty channel, and I know it's been a month since I've posted. I just want to be posting on my beauty channel when I feel like it and when I feel more like inspired to, and not make it feel like a chore. So I've been wanting to do this video for a little while now, and I finally got the time to sit down and film it. And I wanted to do my current favorite fall eyeshadows and eyeshadow palettes, single shadows, stuff like that. So I have a nice variety here, some newer products that you guys haven't seen, and I'm excited to share them with you. So the first one I have is a newer palette to me, and this is the Colourpop Off Melrose palette. And I've been wanting this palette for a little while now, and then I saw that Ulta was selling it, so I decided to pick it up. The outside packaging is super cute, and I feel like it's fairly reflective of what the product is inside. I feel like the packaging outside matches the inside pretty well, so I'll show you. So as you can see, it is a variety of warm tones and cool tones, and even some of the warm tones are fairly muted. And I feel like a lot of the colors in here match what's on top, which I really like. There's a variety of shimmers, mattes, and there's some of those like matte with glitter, which I feel like blend actually pretty nicely in the crease. And then there's a pressed glitter right here, which is gorgeous, and I have used it on my lids once. I've really been liking this palette. It's been a while since I've used Colourpop neutral shadows, and I am really enjoying them. They blend super well. I have a mix of different shadows on my eyes, which you'll see throughout this video, but I do have this shade in Easy Breezy in my crease, outer corner area. It's kind of like a clay color, and I think it looks super, super pretty. I just have like a warm toned look with a pop of green going on right now, and I've just been absolutely loving these shadows. I swatched a few of them on my hand. So these two are shimmers, and then this is a matte. I've just been loving the quality of these. I do feel like some of the shimmers take a little bit to build up. I just like something that's super, super intense, but this has been such a fun palette to play with for the fall because it does have some warm tones, but it also has like these muted tones and like kind of grungy-ish tones. How many times can I say tones in one video? I apologize. But this has just been really fun to play with. It's honestly a joy to use because it blends so nicely, and I feel like any look that I've created with it, I've really enjoyed. This is another palette I don't think I've really shown on my channel much, and this is the LA Girl Keep It Playful, and this is the 9 shadow palette in Playmate. So this is a very warm toned eyeshadow palette, and you can see I've hit pan in several shades in the palette. I've really been enjoying it, and I've actually only had it since May, I believe. It is mostly warm tone, but it does have like this interesting shade, which I guess is like more of a cool tone, and kind of with this bronze as well. The formula in here is pretty interesting because this shadow right here and this one down here is more of like a Colourpop type of formula. It's kind of spongy, and I do like it, but sometimes if I like accidentally get mascara on my lid, it is kind of hard to remove with a Q-tip, even though I do let that dry before I try to remove it. And I usually just try to scrape it off because normally dried mascara just comes off when you wait for it to dry. But because this is more of like a spongy texture, sometimes the mascara doesn't always come off like that. So it can be a little bit more difficult to work with, but the shadows are gorgeous. They also have like regular shimmers in here that are like a normal shadow formula. There's also some nice mattes in here. I really like this like orange sorbet type of color. I have this mixed in my crease along with this lighter shade as well. I don't feel like these darker colors blend very nicely. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It really depends on the day for me. So I don't use them all the time, but I have gotten some good use out of the rest of the palette, and I've really been enjoying it. Here are a few of the shadows swatched out. So this bronzy color is more of that like spongy texture. This is more of the normal shimmer formula, and then this is a matte. And this was the more like terracotta color, which I personally don't think blends that great, and you can see that it kind of swatches a bit patchy as well. It does look really pretty if I work at it, but doesn't always give me the look and blendedness that I want. So I just have to work with it a little bit more, but this has been such a beautiful palette. I've loved it all summer and into the fall. I just think these are the perfect tones for fall. The only other palette that I have in here is this Natasha Denona Mini Gold palette. This is like your olive eyeshadow and gold eyeshadow dream, especially if you love more of like a yellow gold that's more leaning on olive. This is perfect. It's got some olive tones right here, like actual green tones, and then you got your gold and like neutrals over here. This is a gorgeous palette, and I've gotten so many beautiful looks out of here. I don't think the quality of the Natasha Denona eyeshadows is like anything special compared to like Colourpop ones. I feel like I like my Colourpop shadows a lot more most of the time. The shimmers in the Natasha Denona are slightly better, I think, than the Colourpop ones. I mean, they should be because they're more of a luxury brand, but I don't really feel like I need to buy like a ton more of her shadows, but I do love the tones in here. Because the palette is only 5 shades, I decided to swatch them all out. As you can see, they are very beautiful and fairly pigmented. The cool toned neutral is hanging over here, so it's probably a little bit hard to see. I also think of olive green when I think of fall makeup, and I wear so much green eyeshadow. I mean, clearly I do have like a pop of green on today, so I've worn the crap out of this palette. I've already hit pan on this gold right here. I don't necessarily think this is worth $25, but if you could get it on sale, I think it would be a really beautiful palette if you like the tones. So that is it for actual palettes, but I do have some singles in my Z palette as well as a couple other singles that are in just like a little pot form. So I'll show you my singles in my Z palette first. So this is what my Z palette looks like, but the shadows I want to focus on are my more like indie singles, and these are my JD Glow ones. This smaller one is a Devinah Cosmetics shadow, and these are all such nice quality, but I'll go through them all individually. First, I have my Devinah Cosmetics shadow, and I believe Malachite. I don't know how to pronounce the actual name of it, so I'll just put it in the description box down below. But it is this beautiful multi-chrome green. In the camera right now, it looks more just like plain green with more of like a brown shift to it. But when I am looking at it with my ring light and like swatched out, it has more of a blue shift to it. It is super, super pretty. And I'm actually wearing this on my lower lash line right now, and on me, in like when I was applying it, it looked more warm toned, but I'm looking at it now, it's so hard to capture the actual like duochrome, multi-chromeness of it, because I'm looking at it now and it looks more blue, but on camera it looks more like greeny brown. It's so interesting, and it's such a cool color. I need to start wearing this on my lid. I always just forget to. I'll just reach for another green over this, but I do wear this as a pop of color all the time. It is gorgeous, and I think I should make an effort to wear this on my lid soon. Let me know if you guys would like to see a get ready with me or like a tutorial with this shadow, because it is freaking beautiful. And the other 3 in my Z palette that I want to show you are all JD Glow, and the first one I have is Unexpected. This is stunning as well. It is kind of similar to the one I just showed you because it is kind of more like a multi-chrome or duochrome. This is just such a freaking stunning shadow. I don't have any other words to describe it other than that. It is just gorgeous. It is so intense on the lid, and it just has such a nice reflect to it. So beautiful, and I'll show you all of these swatched on my hand after I go through all 3 of the JD Glow shadows. The next JD Glow shadow I have is called Fairy Acid. This has more glitters in it than the other one did, and I know there's 2 different formulas, or actually there's probably several different formulas, more than 2, but this is a really beautiful olive gold shade with some gold glitters. Super pretty, perfect for the fall time. I need to get more use out of this. I wear this on my lid a lot, and I just haven't worn it much this season, but it is super, super pretty. I want to definitely wear this more often. I've just been wearing neutrals a lot more lately just because I feel most comfortable in them. And then the last JD Glow shadow that I have to share is one of my favorites. All 3 of my JD Glow shadows are my favorites. I love them so much, but this is White Gold, and this is a super intense metallic shade, super gorgeous. I think this is great for fall because it is a gold, but I think cool tones can also be gold, and I feel like this leans on being a cool tone. You can get some grungy vibes with this if you pair it with some like darker cool tone colors. I think this would be really cool paired with like a darker gray, and this just like in the inner half of the lid. I think that would look super pretty. Here are those 4 singles swatched out. So this is the Devinah Cosmetics Malachite. This is JD Glow Unexpected, Fairy Acid. I think my Fairy Acid is getting a little bit old because it didn't swatch as amazing as it used to, but it's still very pretty. And then this is White Gold. All of these shadows are honestly more intense in real life. They're super beautiful. And the Unexpected one, you really just have to see in person because on camera, it is definitely not doing it justice. Next, moving on to the shadows I have in like pot form. This isn't a pot, but it's more like a pigment, and this is actually the shadow I'm wearing all over my lid today. This is the J.Cat pigment, and I'm so sorry I don't have the name of it, so I'll look it up online and try to find out, because it doesn't have a label on it either. But this is the most beautiful gold, copper, orange shade. It's super, super reflective. You can wear it wet or you can wear it dry, and it's just as beautiful either way. I'm gonna try to show you without spilling it, but this is what it looks like in the packaging. It is so pretty, and this color just screams fall to me. Here it is swatched out on my hand, and the camera is also not doing this justice because it's super intense, and I think it applies so beautifully to the eye. It doesn't really have a ton of fallout. Even if you don't apply it wet, I don't feel like you have a ton of glitter all over your face. It's a really beautiful product, and I have been loving it. This is the last shadow I have to share, and this is also a pigment, but it's more pressed. It's pretty similar to, I think, the L'Oreal Infallible shadows, and it has kind of more sparkle to it. So this is the Touch in Sol Metallist Sparkling Foiled Pigment, and I don't believe this has a name on it either, but it's super pretty, and it's more of a warm tone shade. So here is what it looks like. And this is the most beautiful shade for all over your lid. I feel like perfect for fall. It's very orangey and coppery, and I feel like it would look good on so many different skin tones. This is the Touch in Sol swatched out on my hand. This is so beautiful. It's kind of like a rose gold copper color, and then this is the J.Cat below. The Touch in Sol definitely has a thicker formula because it is pressed, but it is beautiful, absolutely stunning on the lid. So that is it for my favorite fall eyeshadows, palettes, singles, what have you. And I really enjoyed sharing them all with you today, and I'm excited to be posting on my beauty channel again. I just haven't had much inspiration lately, so that's why you haven't seen anything from me in about a month. But I really wanted to film this video for you guys and hope you guys like my recommendations, and let me know your favorite fall palette. I'd love to know, and maybe I will try it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I also have a horse channel if you want to check it out. It is called C&K Equestrian. I'll have it linked down below. Hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Talk to you later. Bye.